I want to announce to us that by next Sunday is our last service for the year. You want to clap, you can clap. And so 18th is our last service. We're supposed to resume third week of January, but we are going to make the resumption date earlier, maybe second Sunday of January, but we'll announce it. And the reason is because after January, we'll be leaving this place. Yeah, we've had a lot of restraint here. Thank God for the management. They've tried their best. But we've had a lot of issues that come with growth. Usually when you grow, you have burdens. You have challenges. And at this point, we just have to leave. I was thinking we'll be here for at least 2 years and hide, do some discipleship, build people before leaving. But it's obvious we can't be here for more than 1 year. So we have to leave. And so we need to resume early in January so we are able to have a smooth transition from here to where we are going to. And the beautiful news is this. God has given us a land. Yeah! You want to shout, you can. And the land is not at the outskirts of Abuja. And so we want to quickly, as possible, as soon as possible, import a tent. And then we'll start from there. We'll import a tent. You may be seated. We'll import a tent because that's the most strategic thing to do now. Renters in Abuja is crazy. And so we want to import a tent that seats maybe 2,000, 2,500 people, and then we expand our capacity. God told us to shut down on publicity this year, but next year is a year of massive explosion. And so it's important for us to be able to flex our muscles. We've hid ourselves for 1 year. That's a good time. It's time to enter the city with stamina. And we'll need a lot of rest to do that. And so we thank God for the land. And modalities are already being put in place to get the tent. You know, when it became obvious we would have to live here, I started talking to the Lord, asking him what to do, what next to do, what do we do? Do we rent somewhere else? How do we go about this? Because I know it's stupidity and foolishness to try to use your senses when you are walking with the Spirit. You always have to inquire from the Lord. And as I was talking to the Lord told me to take an offering. And so immediately I knew he wanted us to leave. That means he wants to build. And while I was contemplating that, somebody just reached out to me and said, he's gotten a land for us. All the papers are already settled. Everything approved. I said, wow. Is this how this thing works? Yeah, because I needed to be encouraged. I needed to be encouraged. And so that on ground, I knew this was the time. And so this evening, we are going to call on our people, both on ground and online. In Exodus chapter 36, from verse 4, when God wanted to build a house, he told Moses, tell the children of Israel to give. God does not get people from outside to sponsor his kingdom. It's the people of God that give for kingdom advancement, so they can be blessed and their faith can also be developed. Somebody can just stroll in and say, I'll clear the bill. It will not be a blessing to us because your faith will never grow. And we will never be able to receive certain blessings that come by advancing God's kingdom. Thank God for such people. He said your sons and daughters will come from afar. But over and above that, we need to put our faith to work, put our resources to work to see that God's agenda is fulfilled with our hands. He said the Lord gave the word. Great was the company of them that published it. So when the people of God begin to publish the things of God, they become mighty. And so Moses told them to give gold, to give silver, to give purple linen, and every precious thing they had. And he said, those who are willing. I've taught you that we don't coerce people to give. When we're buying screens, we didn't take an offering. When we're buying equipment, we didn't take an offering. Most of the things we're doing, medical outreaches, we didn't take any offering. We started Project 5 million, winning souls, we didn't take offerings. God told me to take an offering. And I know God is up to something. When David was about to build in 1 Chronicles 29, God told him, take an offering. In the New Testament church, he said, those who were possessors of lands and properties sold them and brought the money to the apostles' feet. Even distribution was made. There was none amongst them that lacked. So the way God sponsors his agenda is to get his people to give. Their faith will grow and they will be blessed. And so we'll take an offering. For those who have to give now, they can go ahead. For those who don't have to give now, who want to give within the week or within the month, they can do that. And those who want to give by January, they can also do that. And so if you have to give now or within the week, you can simply write a pledge on paper and drop it. Remember, I taught you, give because you are led, give because you have the revelation, and give because you are mature. You are mature, you know kingdom advancement is your responsibility. Nobody should be coerced. Nobody should be pressured. We will not announce what anybody gave. We will not call anybody and trouble you. You have not given that your seed. When are you giving? But it's a blessing for you to participate in it because something is about to begin. And so those who are on ground and those who are online, between now and the end, second week of January, you want to be a part of this project, you want to write a pledge, or you want to give something now or within the week, you can write it on a piece of paper and drop it on the altar. Let me pray for you. This is a Kairos moment. You can take a paper and write it. You can give 10 million. You write it down and drop it. You can give 5 million. You can give 1 million. You can give 500,000. You can give 100,000. Or whatever your faith can carry. Write it down. Drop it on the altar. Me, I will give 10 million. Because I'm not announcing. I'm not announcing for you to do. I will be the first. And so by tomorrow before 12, I will credit the ministry's account with my own portion. And that's first installment. We give too. It's a covenant practice. We don't preach it to people. It's what we do. That's why we grow. Praise God. My wife will also give her own because my own doesn't cover her. Everybody must grow their faith. My faith is not her faith. Two have become one. But when it has to do with faith, you grow your own faith. So she will give her own. That's how we grow. Praise God. So let's have Sa'i stir us up in the next 5 minutes with a high praise. High praise. I love high praise. Cast thy bread upon the waters. You will find it after many days. That's what we are doing now. So stir the waters.